Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Wow, thank you. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. You know, we have an absolutely wonderful show this evening. We have actually entrepreneur Larry Mitchell on the show. Give him a big hand. Larry Mitchell, Grammy winner. And the reason why I'm personally so excited to have Larry on the show, many of you know that he's an amazing Grammy winner and a songwriter. And music is a lot like business. I deal with a lot of first-time entrepreneurs, and there's a lot of lessons we can learn from music that really help us in our business life. You know, for instance, you've probably heard the term play till your fingers bleed. You know, a lot of times in business, we have to go forward and keep playing in the game, even enduring great pain and discomfort. The show must go on, right? A lot of times we experience bumps and bruises over the road. And, you know, in music, you have to learn how to ace a gig, right? You have to know how to audition for a gig. And that's a lot like an interview. You have to know how to go out there on that one-shot thing and land that job or that position. So I'm really excited to show. Again, Grammy winner Larry Mitchell, and also our beautiful co-host, Mary Kay, is back with us. Give her a hand. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Amazing.
Come experience Nolan's. Savor award-winning steaks, Greek-style cuisine, fresh local seafood, and an extensive choice of wines. Whether you'd like to reserve the large private dining room, enjoy a meal on an outdoor deck, or rock the night away in our lounge, Nolan's now celebrating 25 years of exceeding your expectations for casual fine dining, live entertainment, and dancing nightly.
When visiting Gulf Shores, Alabama, make sure to visit the Gulf Coast Zoo, home of the little zoo that could from Animal Planet. Get up close in our petting zoo. Enjoy our unique animal encounters. More than 300 monkeys, bears, reptiles, big cats, parrots, and more call a Gulf Coast home. Come on, go wild at the Alabama Gulf Coast Zoo.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the show. Welcome. I'm here with the lovely Mary Kay, and she's back co-hosting with us. How's the family, Mary?
They are doing very well.
You and Tommy do anything over the weekend interesting?
You know, we have little kids.
Right, I get that.
We don't do a ton of stuff that, you know, involves just the two of us. But
Yeah.
How about you and Penny? What'd you do?
Well, we hung out a little bit at the house. We had family over, and I took Julian fishing in the backyard. We have a canal kind of running to the back. And we were catching these catfish, and he caught legitimately a bigger fish than I did, but I've been stung over the years by catfish, and it's like a bee sting. It's not a...
So you're afraid of them?
Well, I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of any fish.
I know.
But I got stung. I didn't really even know that they had saltwater catfish. And he pulled this little bitty one up, and that thing got me so bad, I couldn't even pull it out. It was just, and they say that the venom from a saltwater catfish is so excruciating, and it wasn't normal. And I actually had to go Google online, like, what is happening? My whole arm was on fire and had to soak it under hot water, and I still have a problem.
Take the fish off.
I was pulling and pulling, and it wouldn't disconnect. I don't know what the story was,
Did you Google while the fish was still there?
Yeah, it's a whole bloody story.
Oh,
but
man.
anyways, I survived, and other than a sore hand, I'm doing great. But other than that, we stuck around the house.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to have you co-host tonight because I know that you do a lot in the entertainment field. You give singing lessons and
Performance lessons, more
all
so
kinds,
than
acting.
singing, but acting and modeling and performance.
Yeah.
Yes.
And as you know, I'm a big music enthusiast. I know that your husband, Tommy, does a lot in music. And we talked about, in my other life, I would have been Bono.
Yeah,
In my dream, I'm just rock star. And I missed my calling. I don't think I was probably good enough. But tonight on the show, we do have somebody that's good enough. And our guest tonight, Larry Mitchell, he's an amazing guy. I actually got to hear him play the other night, and it was actually phenomenal. So let's give a warm welcome to our guest, Larry Mitchell. Welcome, my friend. Already I'm irritated with you because you got a lot more hooting and hollering than I did. I guess if you win a Grammy, that they automatically just throw out that kind of reward.
I think it's the hat.
That's my next check, is win a Grammy, buy a cowboy hat.
Yes.
Because I need that kind of a welcome. But how are you, my friend?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
Well, look, I know we haven't known each other very long. A lot of people were saying, hey, I was already saying Lair earlier. I don't know if you caught that, but I was like, hey, Lair. Like we've known each other forever, but we've been getting to know each other. And I had the privilege, a mutual friend had a get-together a few days ago and heard you guys play. And I was actually blown away.
That was a nice party.
It was quaint, nice. And it was nice. It was a great house. And so it was really good.
Come and sing with us.
Yeah.
Next time.
Well, we didn't tell her about it.
Oh,
okay.
Yes, you did. I just didn't come.
That's true, I know. But we all have kids, and so getting a sitter is tougher than it seems. But anyways, we really enjoyed it. We're dying to have you on the show, and we appreciate you clearing up your schedule from out there playing to stop by with us.
Sure.
So now, those are the viewers that don't know us in this area, or that don't know you. Where are you from?
I was born in Brooklyn and raised in Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan. And my family is from Alabama. And so that's how I'm back here now. Yep. So my mother's generation moved in the 60s to New York and then started moving, and had my generation and started moving back in the 90s and the 2000s. And my generation started moving back to help take care of our family.
Well, family's important. I'm from the Los Angeles area. My mother moved to the Midwest, and my family started migrating there. And so eventually,
met your mom.
Yeah, you did meet her
Lovely
briefly.
Woman.
And we actually moved to the Midwest. But people would say, like, what are you doing in the Midwest? Or I'm sure you get that now, like, why are you in Alabama? But hey, family's family.
Anywhere.
That's
I mean, every place has its charm.
Well, and I think, too, it used to be, in the entertainment field, it's probably LA, New York, that's where you got to be. But a lot of things have helped in technology-wise that you don't have to have the big, giant studios anymore, the big fixed overhead. You can be pretty mobile and get what you need done.
I do sessions with people in Alabama, but it's through the internet and stuff.
Yeah.
And we were talking a little bit earlier. I produce and engineer, and I work for different people. And in 2000, I was working for these guys who had some pretty big hits, and they have a team of people, and they rented a studio in Manhattan for a year that had a huge SSL board and grand piano. Yeah. It was a studio. You walked in and looked at a studio, and that was
these guys are making money.
Yeah, well, they were actually, but we did all the production stuff in the brownstone in Brooklyn.
Yeah, right.
And it was in 2000. You couldn't tell a record company that you were making a record for $500,000 in a home studio.
Yeah.
They just didn't want to hear that. So whenever they
perceived to the quality's not going to be up to.
Exactly. So whenever they wanted to hear something or stop by the studio, it was a mad rush. We'd call in someone. Had a woman that was on call as like an assistant that was basically there to turn the coffee pot on and order food. Yeah. And we played back sessions that we worked on in the brownstone. In 2001, kind of after 9/11-ish area, and the technology changed, those same record companies were like, why do you need $500,000 to make this record? Can't you make it for $50,000?
Yeah,
in a home studio. Yeah, it was just everything shifted.
Well, in the business world, that happens all the time too. A friend of mine has these virtual offices are really hot now, where you can get this amazing office in a 10-story high-rise with for $250 a month, and they give you like 10 hours a month to use the boardroom. And guys are making multi-million dollars out of their home office, but when you're trying to court a VC or you're trying to, create other kind of deals that are big, you can't take them to your house. So we got to take them to these offices.
Yeah, I think the lifestyle works for some people. It's great to work at home. Yeah. Other people need that challenge of getting out and doing it.
Yeah.
And I think if any business you do, if you're working from home, you still have to get up every day as if you're doing a job outside of the home and get kind of.
Well, and why pay all the fixed overhead? If you really only need it for meetings and you can get out there with technology today as well, you can do so much from a Mac computer. It's phenomenal.
You have a home studio too, right?
We do. Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
We do a lot of production in there, and just in a little room.
Well, I know your husband's kind of transferred the garage into like a huge first-class studio. But yeah, technology's allowed us to do so much.
Right.
But we're going to take a short break. When we come back, I want to talk to you a little bit about what you're doing now musically, and talk a little bit about the business of music as well. More when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
Come experience Nolan's. Savor award-winning steaks, Greek-style cuisine, fresh local seafood, and an extensive choice of wines. Whether you'd like to reserve the large private dining room, enjoy a meal on an outdoor deck, or rock the night away in our lounge, Nolan's, now celebrating 25 years of exceeding your expectations for casual fine dining, live entertainment, and dancing nightly.
Real estate today offers incredible opportunities, low prices, and extremely low interest rates. Hi, I'm Amy Norris from Amy Sells the Beach. Right now, there are opportunities in all areas. Our team can help you put your money to work finding your dream or investment property. And if you're looking to sell, no one can give you better exposure to buyers and make your property stand out. Experience matters when looking for opportunity. I'm Amy Norris. See why we're #1 at amysellsthebeach.com.
I need to have you come more often because the crowd tonight, knowing that you were here, they're alive. Sometimes this late hour, I actually throw pencils to try to wake people up.
I just think you need a cowboy hat.
A cowboy
That's
hat.
all.
Be
That's
prepared.
all.
My next episode, I will pull out whatever it takes, my man. Now, we talked that you're from Brooklyn, and I read online that you originally started off playing the drums, and then about 9 years old or so, you transitioned into guitar. What gives for the
Interesting
transition?
way to look at that. I wanted to play drums, and I always wanted to play everything. I used to strum the broom when I was a kid to Elvis songs.
Air guitar.
Air guitar. But I wanted a drum set. I had a toy drum set earlier, and I lived in a third-story apartment in Brooklyn, and I was playing a drum kit. My mom wanted to watch TV. Now, my mom is very supportive. I mean, she's always told me you can do anything you want to do as long as you do it.
Yeah.
But that particular night, she was trying to watch TV, and she said, if you hit those drums one more time, they're going out the window. And I was
Enough
sitting
is
around.
enough. I support you. But
Yeah, I was sitting around and kind of going, all right.
Yeah, right.
Hit the drum, and she opened the window and threw them in the backyard.
Come on, she did it?
She threw them out the third
my
window.
gosh. I know somebody in the audience that would react that way. But anyways. Well, so you transitioned into guitar, and
Yes.
When did you, obviously you've always had this love of music. I know you started playing drums very young. But when did you kind of realize, like, okay, this is more than just a passion. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life?
Well, probably around 11, 12, there were three things I wanted to do. One was be a professional baseball player, the other one was a professional basketball player, and the other one was play music. Well, I had chronic asthma. So growing up, so the sports thing didn't work at all.
Yeah.
I actually just started playing basketball again recently.
I was going to say, you have the height for the basketball. Could have pulled it off.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Somewhat. But yeah, I don't think I could see anything else right about 11, 12 years old.
Yeah.
And I haven't done much of anything else either.
I didn't tell you this when we were talking earlier, but recently I had an offer, just for fun, playing around with some friends. They said, hey man, we have this little band and we need a singer. And you want to be our singer. And a part of me is like, a dream come true, something I wanted, but I have a lot of fear for some reason. I don't have any fear in business, but I'm like, I can't get up in front of people and sing. Karaoke for me is a hard thing.
Well,
but maybe I'll get some lessons from you guys, then come see you, get the nod of approval, and that'll be that. Now, I know that growing up, first of all, the other night we were trying to classify your sound. And somebody came to me and they said, is it blues or is it a little bit of rock and roll? But I kind of hear some New Orleans stuff in there. How would you quantify or how would you describe your guys' sound? Because it's very unique.
Okay. It's instrumental, guitar instrumental. I somehow have started saying that it's guitar instrumental with the elements of funk. It's rock and a little bit of lust.
A little bit of you can hear that little couple of sprinkles of some lust in there.
A little bit of lust.
And who were some of your inspirations growing up in the music?
You know, growing up in Brooklyn and listening to my mom listened to country music and R&B and soul music. And then my cousins all listened to whatever the current R&B and funk and stuff like that. And I hung out with people that listened to rock. So I like all kinds of music. I listen to Sting, I listen to Keith Urban, Brad Paisley.
Morrissey?
Morrissey.
That's a personal thing. Keep going. Sorry.
We have to talk about New York then. Peter Gabriel. I like modern music. I like Mozart. So I like music, you know. And I played a lot. I've toured with Tracy Chapman. I toured with Billy Squier. So right after each other too, completely opposite, you know, artists.
I tell you, Billy Squier has some of the best electric guitar and just the music is amazing. But I actually am afraid to admit that I like him because the 70s jean jacket, T-top Camaro part of me is like I really embrace Billy Squier, but you can't do it. I can't pull up with like Billy Squier rocking and I would be dated. But I like Billy Squier.
That's why iPods are great. You just put them on. You can be listening to anything if you want.
I'm listening to something cool. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I know you have collaborated with a lot of people, and we mentioned at the offset of the show that you actually did win a Grammy for producing.
Yes.
And you've actually been involved with a really wide variety of music, lots of different genres. Talk a little bit about some of the different types of music you've been involved with.
Well, I started producing my records and then singer-songwriter artist. And then somehow I moved to New Mexico, Santa Fe, New Mexico in 2002. I got there in 2001, but 2002 is when I officially moved there. And got involved in there's a huge Native American population there. And there were seeds of it when I lived in San Diego and seeds of it when I moved to New York and Brooklyn in 2000. But I grew up where Native Americans were past tense in the school books and stuff like that. So when I get to Santa Fe, I'm like, wow, there's this Native American stuff. And in music, and so somehow I've become known as a Native American producer, and I produce a lot, and I play a lot of the instruments that I on the records I produce, like your husband does.
Yeah, well, you certainly can play. I'll tell you that. And you know, I know that right now you're playing with a few different guys, Austin Solomon.
Yes.
Is that right? And Ross Gardner. I didn't get a chance to talk with Ross much, but those guys are.
Russ.
You picked up some, or Russ. Those guys can really play.
Yeah, no, it's great.
I was listening to him the other day, and you found a couple of diamonds in a rough.
They found me.
Actually. Oh, did
they? When I moved back to spend time with my mother in November, I did a guitar clinic at a local music store in Auburn. And Russ introduced himself to me, and we jammed. And actually, we jammed with Austin as well. And it turned out to be great.
Tell us real quick, what's next?
Continuing to feel
You've pretty much accomplished everything. You've toured. You've gotten the Grammy on the mantle. I don't know if you keep it on the mantle. You've
on my piano.
On your piano.
Yeah.
And so you just continue. I know it's not about the money for you. You really love music, and you're out there.
This is what I do.
That's what you do. Yeah. I interviewed Dr. John recently, and he's up 70s, I think. And he said, I'll die on stage. I mean, he just loves it, you know?
You know, Les Paul was playing in his 90s, a weekly gig. If I make it to 90 and I have a weekly gig, I'd be very happy.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to hear you play, my man. I hear you got a great song in store for us. You along with Austin Solomon and Russ Gardner. I'm going to get those names down. I think they're going to be huge. But more when we come back with Larry in a minute. You're going to want to hear this.
Real estate today offers incredible opportunities, low prices, and extremely low interest rates. Hi, I'm Amy Norris from Amy Sells the Beach. Right now, there are opportunities in all areas. Our team can help you put your money to work finding your dream or investment property. And if you're looking to sell, no one can give you better exposure to buyers and make your property stand out. Experience matters when looking for opportunity. I'm Amy Norris. See why we're #1 at amysellsthebeach.com.
When visiting Gulf Shores, Alabama, make sure to visit the Gulf Coast Zoo, home of the little zoo that could from Animal Planet. Get up close in our petting zoo. Enjoy our unique animal encounters. More than 300 monkeys, bears, reptiles, big cats, parrots, and more call a Gulf Coast home. Come on, go wild at the Alabama Gulf Coast Zoo.
Come experience Nolan's. Savor award-winning steaks, Greek-style cuisine, fresh local seafood, and an extensive choice of wines. Whether you'd like to reserve the large private dining room, enjoy a meal on an outdoor deck, or rock the night away in our lounge, Nolan's now celebrating 25 years of exceeding your expectations for casual fine dining, live entertainment, and dancing nightly.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage Grammy winner Larry Mitchell, Russ Gardner, and Austin Solomon. Nice job. Nice job. Fantastic. Great job. All right, well, thank you very much, guys. Woo, they got me playing. That's our show tonight. Don't forget to get involved in your local community. Be forgiving of others. Good night, everybody.